You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. It's time now for the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Always so excited.
Hey, you guys, guess what day it is?
Tuesday.
Guess what day it is? Tuesday. It also happens to be National Pistachio Day.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
National
Pistachios. Now, Heidi did not remember this, but I was asking her, when I was a kid, I remember pistachios had like a pink coating on them.
Oh, yeah, that dye, yeah.
Why did they have that?
It just kind of looked prettier, I guess.
Because I get them
Totally
now.
toxic. Millions of people died.
I don't think that's...
Millions. Red dye number 5.
Heidi did not remember that at all, but
No.
I remember
I
when
do
I was
too.
a kid.
I do too.
I thought maybe it was because we bought cheap pistachios
Here's the
or
thing.
something.
I really like pistachios, but they're so labor intensive.
They are.
I love
They're
pistachios.
Well, I'll bet you did not know this. The biggest producer of pistachios on God's green earth, who do you think that is? What part of the world?
I don't know.
Hawaii?
It's not.
Is it...
That was a terrible guess.
up in Maryland?
Maryland. What? Where am I? Yeah, John, that's right. It's Maryland.
I just figured...
The pistachio
I'm gonna be wrong.
capital of the world.
I'm gonna be really
Maryland.
It is Iran.
Iran?
Really?
Honest to goodness. The world's biggest producer of pistachios.
So I got a dumb question. Do they grow on trees?
That's a great question. I have no idea. For
they
instance, pineapples don't. I just found that out.
What?
They don't?
No, pineapples are like a corn. Like a crop.
so.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Pick them off of a stalk.
Second biggest
Got
producer.
to detassel the pineapple.
It's true.
I don't know what to believe anymore. This program is off the rails.
Hey, if you've ever worked at summer baling pineapples, you know work. Or picking rock.
Picking rock, baling pineapples.
Another big producer of pistachios is California. So you got Iran, you got California, 2 foreign countries.
Almost. So now
Look up the pineapple thing. I'm pretty sure I'm not making that up because
I'm pretty sure I'm not making that.
I read a lot.
You have to Google a lot now. Coming up, we've got manly men doing manly things. We've got water cooler talk, entertainment news of the day. It's just another runaway train we like to call the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Yeah,
It's free.
he's the conductor of this runaway train. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Excuse me, haven't I seen you on the MTV?
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour. Oh boy, if only you were here. Maybe you could take over and I could leave. It's time now for Manly Men, doing manly things in a manly fashion.
We're men among men and manly men, yes, manly men are we. We're men among manly men men are we.
What do we have to
I'm just well, we were debating this pineapple thing where I said pineapples don't grow on trees. I'm pretty sure they're like a crop, like corn or cabbage or seriously.
Okay.
Seriously.
Oh.
But no one's taken the time. Gee, how would we find that out in this day and age? I don't know.
ask Google here?
I don't know. This is going to be just a real quick.
How do pineapples grow?
Tim, I'm almost sure you got to walk the crops, man. There's like pineapple combines and stuff like that. Silos. I don't know.
Google just said something went wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Being a manly man, some people construe being flashy and big shotty. So that's not being manly. It's just not. Case in point, this story just came to us. This schlocko got arrested. He started texting his friends that he was out drinking and he was packing heat.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Got all liquored up. And probably the upside of this is while he was getting all booze and drug fueled and flashing his gun around, he ended up tipping staff and bartenders about $22,000.
I saw this. And then there was a disturbance because the waitresses were all fighting over who got to
there
wait
was a
on
big dust
him.
up. Yeah. The wait crew was just all over this because he literally handed out over 20 grand in gratuities.
Holy cow.
That night. And
how much was his bar tab?
It does not say.
$8.
But apparently,
the real lightweight.
and we'll just call him Mr. Boyers based on the fact that Boyers is in fact his last name.
Okay.
Was at a pretty decent hotel, and like I say, just getting all booze fueled and started showing up. That is not manly behavior.
No.
Nobody likes that. Well, unless the wait staff liked it.
Yeah, the waitresses liked it.
But yeah, nobody likes
the
that
gratuity,
stuff.
but not the getting liquored up and being mean.
Yeah, it's like, if you're doing like finger guns for real, nobody likes that.
But finger guns for fun is a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
in the right hands, finger guns are cool. So,
always warn them ahead of time.
exactly. So manly men, man, know your stuff, and humility goes a long way.
Yes, it does.
It certainly does.
So
Back to pineapples, John.
yes, I Googled this.
And
The pineapple is a tropical plant with an edible multiple fruit consisting of something called cocoseel berries.
sure, let's get back to the
Also
part where
called
it's
pineapple.
Where does it grow?
It's a plant, not a
is
tree.
A plant. Look at that.
Like a crop.
It looks. See that?
Oh,
And
it looks like a
does look
flower.
like
It's like
corn leaves
sitting
around
on
it.
top of a flower.
And somebody bring me a mirror right now.
Why?
Because when I brought this up, that's how pineapples grow, I was mocked collectively by both of you. I was scorned. I was almost shunned.
I just thought you were making things up again.
Well, quite honestly, I did too. But look,
You are as shocked as we are that happened.
It's really quite beautiful. I would plant those in my yard.
it's quite beautiful. But yeah, you need pineapple tractors, all that stuff.
I don't think you need tractors.
You see it?
I think you can walk along with a bag and throw some in there. And
Well,
I'm going to chop that thing off somehow. I'm going to throw a link in our Facebook page.
well,
to
here's
make
the
it
thing.
easy.
We are learning here. This is educational radio.
This is an
We
educational
learned a
program.
lot. We'll probably get a grant for this one.
You're welcome, America.
Well, manly men doing manly things in a manly fashion, and our pineapple conversation started much earlier today, but now we know the answer.
There you go.
And Dan was actually right this time.
Feeling pretty good about being me right about now.
Water cooler talk is on the way.
We're men among manly men are we. Come on, men, let's kill it. What are we, women?
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris
You heard it on your Walkman radio?
on Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Time now for water cooler talk, brought to you by Aqua One.
You guys enjoy a good steak?
Oh, yeah.
And here's the deal from USA Today. Just cleared. And they did all 50 states. The best steakhouse in every state.
Okay.
We boiled it down to 5-state Midwest here.
Sure.
And some of these you may recognize. As a matter of
Alrighty.
fact, one of them really hit home for me. In the great state of Iowa, in Lamar's, Archie's Wayside.
No
Oh,
kidding.
Not
all
ringing any
right.
bells?
No, never been there.
Really?
We'll have to go check it out.
Have you?
No.
I thought it was going to be the fireside.
I was just acting aghast at your behavior.
What? Oh, jeez. We'll have to go check it out. That sounds yummy.
In Minnesota, and this really hits home for me. I've been here certainly more than once in my life. Beautiful downtown Minneapolis. Murray's. Been there since 1946.
Never been there either.
They're still getting it done. Home of the silver butter knife steak. It's amazing. You ever in the cities, make a reservation. Murray's is fantastic.
Heidi, write that down.
What about Nebraska?
I was just getting to that. Gorat's in Omaha.
Really? I was going to assume it was Omaha Prime.
Omaha Prime. See, now, I would not have assumed that. I would have assumed it was a place where we got Misty's. What was that? What's that place called? Is it called Misty's?
I don't know.
There's a seasoning out of, I believe, Lincoln, Nebraska. It's called Misty's Seasoning. Oh, man.
It was
good
called
stuff.
what? The one that was really good? If it's better than Omaha Prime, it would have to be amazing.
Omaha Prime was good.
That's
where
that was awesome.
Warren Buffett goes with Bill Gates.
Yeah.
No, here's the deal. Gorat's, in fact, one of the side
Gorat's.
notes when I came across Gorat's in Omaha, it actually said, rumored to be billionaire Warren Buffett's favorite steakhouse.
Well,
but here's where I got confused.
server lied to us,
I've only had
No,
one
he
meal. I've only had one meal in Nebraska, and that's when you guys kidnapped me for a Christmas party. And that, of course, is Bob's Bar and Grill in beautiful Martinsburg.
which is hard to top.
But here's the thing: when you go to Bob's in Martinsburg, listen to this. Actually, off the actual menu, a hamburger is $5, a cheeseburger is $5.25. Cheese balls are $12.
for giant truckloads.
Yeah, but I mean, you need to back up a vehicle to take the leftovers
And
home.
that is the most vulnerable part of the male cheese. But a steak on Bob's menu, a steak is $3.
I would like to try one of those.
It's $3.
We should, you know,
When we were there, I noticed a lot of cats outside. Right?
We should go. We should make a road trip and go down and just have a steak night. I'd plop down $20. We could get 7 steaks.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
If they're $3 a piece, it's $21, I guess, if my math was off a little bit.
North Dakota, you go out to the boonies, do a little place called Devil's Lake, operation called The Ranch. That's
Okay.
steakhouse in North Dakota. And are you ready for South Dakota?
I am ready.
Are you
I
ready?
can't wait.
Do you have
I'm
any,
salivating right now.
Do you think you may know? Do you have any?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think of it. Is it in Sioux Falls?
It is not.
Is it Louis and Mitchell?
It is not.
Is it?
You have to go to our state capital. You have to
in
go to
Pierre?
Pierre. It's in
Really?
Pierre. The Cattlemen's Club, and it's all about the Black Angus, baby.
Oh.
The Cattlemen's Club puts out a little over 120,000 pounds of beef a year. To boil that down, it's about 300 pounds a day.
Wow.
So the Cattlemen's in Pierre.
Now I got to try that one too. Thank you, Dan, for making a list of places I need to go to.
There you go.
Gonna go on a meat.
Nothing
caravan.
better than a good steak.
And if you got plenty of gas and only $3, go to Bob's in Martinsburg. Remember, cheese balls $12, the steak $3.
He's not kidding.
I'm not
been there.
kidding.
I've seen it. Hey, by the way,
Tortilla.
checked into this pistachio since it's it's pistachio day. They do grow on trees in little clumps, so they almost kind of look like grapes. See that?
Oh, well, look at that.
And that's a pistachio in its native habitat.
How are we not involved in agriculture knowing all that we know?
We learned today about pineapples, which I now have posted on our Facebook page. And I'm going to have to throw this on there, too, if you want to get all up to speed with all the latest agriculture news, or at least the 2 things we talked about. You can find that at facebook.com/sunnyradio.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris
What is that thing you're doing?
It's technical. It's one of our little toys.
on Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Oh, this is huge. It's going to happen. It has been cast. You know him. You love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Hulkamania running wild.
Yeah, we just talked about this.
The Hulk Hogan biopic movie coming to Netflix has been cast. Do you know who's going to be starring as the Hulkster?
We
Any
do.
idea?
Yeah, we just talked about it, and I don't think it's the right fit. So it's
Interesting.
Helmsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
That's, I don't remember.
Oh, he's big time.
So he was the dude that was Captain America, right?
No.
Oh, well, who the heck am I thinking of?
I have no idea. This is completely incorrect, John.
Google this now, too. I don't know anything.
No, we
today.
need you to put your head down on your desk, until the rest
You
of the
don't
kids
get
are
to
done
speak.
with their papers.
Yeah, he was too. He was Captain America.
No, he wasn't. No, man, he's like Thor and stuff.
Oh, was he Thor?
Yeah, he's the hammer guy.
There you go.
Hammer guy.
Yeah, he's got that hammer.
I lost all the man points I had. I only had 1.5 anyway, but
Yeah, deals for the project are getting ready to close with Netflix.
Okay.
And if you remember, and it's so funny to me, again, being a super old guy, watching the wrestling thing take off, that basically started in Minneapolis back in the 50s and 60s, live from the Calhoun Beach Manor on black and white TV with these wrestlers. And Gene Okerlund was centering back then. He was just a kid, not very old. And people like Jesse Ventura grew out of that group of people. And then by the time you got to the 80s, Vince McMahon had bought the franchise and took it nationwide and big and bad. And that's when they all became superstars.
Yep.
And the Hulkster. So
I remember watching wrestling every Saturday night with my dad before they would go to bowling. First he'd watch wrestling, Junkyard Dog and all those guys back in the day. And then right after that was a show called Putting on the Hits where people lip synced to different songs.
I could watch that stuff all night.
I just don't think this guy looks at all like Hulk Hogan.
Oh, wow.
Somebody had photoshopped him, so yeah. I don't think that it's I don't know. I guess maybe once they have the makeup on him and stuff. I was thinking it was the Captain America guy, but it's the Thor guy.
No, you're completely wrong. And it's called acting, John. That's why they can
how they
do
do
this. I think it's a pretty good choice, man. We'll we'll see what happens. But yeah, I was a big fan of the Hulk. Thought he was pretty neat back in the day. So I'll be watching Netflix for the premiere of that bad boy, because celebrities are
fabulous.
I don't know why I pretend to snap my left hand. Gotta just give it up.
That's actually really humorous for me to watch you try to do that.
Thank you. Entertainment news of the day. Thank you so much for listening. We've got coming up here on every Tuesday at this time. Very shortly, we have Tuesdays with Charlie. That's coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Thanks, Dan.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now with an extra hour of fun, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.